So you're working on your website and it's time to create your about page. But so far it looks as exciting as playing chess with your grandma. Sorry, grandma. Now, the about page is the second most viewed page after your home page. So it's crucial to understand what should be on that page if you want to impact your website visitors. See, many people think that the about page is just a filler page, but it couldn't be further from the truth. So in this video, I will show you 9 best examples of about pages, and you'll understand why this page may become a true asset for your website. And I will even use AI to show you how to recreate the perfect about page. Hello, I'm Kay from the Astra team, and by the end of this video, you will understand how I recreated the perfect about page and why I use a specific order and specific elements to achieve that. I will show you real-life examples, and I will show you how to implement these in a website for a fictional brand called Force. And if you are interested in knowing how to build the rest of the website, we will make this video part of a playlist where we use the same fictional brand to build the other pages. Next, what I'll be using. So as mentioned, in this video, I will show you real examples to help you craft the perfect page. But I will also show you how to recreate these examples. Now, the principles outlined in this video are universal and not tied to any tool. So you can follow along no matter what processes and tools you usually use to build websites. But in this video, I will show you how I cheated the system with AI to simplify the process and make it faster. So in a nutshell, I'll be using WordPress and the WordPress Astra theme as a foundation. Then I'll use the Spectra Visual Website Builder to lay out the content. And finally, I'll be using the new Adaptive Design Library feature from Starter Templates to speed up the process. Basically, the Adaptive Design Library is going to offer you a ton of design choices. It's like having a personal designer, developer, and copywriter working on your website. You can add sections, call patterns, or even full pages. And optionally, you can use AI to create the content for you. And I must insist on this point. I say optionally because you can totally use the design library without AI. Now, if you want to know how to set up WordPress and the Adaptive Design Library, you can watch the episode about building the homepage of the Force website. And you'll find the link in the description of this video. First, Video Hero section. So for this section, let me show you the about page of the Nike website. Now, we all know Nike is a very famous brand, and you may know it, but video can drastically increase conversion rates by up to 86%. Now you may be thinking, why are you talking about conversion? This is the about page. So yes, about page is about storytelling, and you need great storytelling for a great about page. But don't make it just about that, because a lot of people make the mistake of just talking about their own company or themselves, whereas the about page should be an opportunity to tell your potential customers why should you specifically choose me or my company to do business when we have other people doing exactly the same thing? So yes, storytelling is crucial when it comes to the about page, but the perfect about page can also be broken down into specific components. And this is the first component, the hero section, and more specifically the video hero section. So first of all, you can see the text is big and bold, and then you get this video in the background, but it's just like secondary. First, you're gonna see this big, bold, giant text. You cannot miss it. And then you're gonna start watching the video. So the message has been passed, and now you can see the rest of the message in a visual format. Next, the traditional hero section. So for this section, we'll look at the about page of a band called Doomtree. And the reason why I picked this website is because the image is really nice. The lighting, the poses, you can see it was taken by a photographer. Because oftentimes you see really boring stock images or just boring images. And the idea here is to have something that really is going to impact the viewer, like, hey, I want to go through this about page. It's not going to be just a boring about page of 50 kilometers. I just, I want to see what's happening, what's going on with this band, what's going on with this brand if it's about your brand. So how can we recreate our own hero section for the fictional brand Force in WordPress? Well, in case you haven't seen the other video in the playlist about how to build the perfect homepage, well, in that video I'll show you how to create the navigation and also the homepage. Now today we're going to focus on the about page. But I will be using a feature called Adaptive Design Library, which uses AI. You can use it without the AI, just for the design part. Next, you want to go to Pages, Add New Page. And next, you want to click on Add Title. We're going to call it About. And then you want to click on the little I to hide the title from the page. Next, you want to click on Template Kits. Click on Hero. and we're going to use this one here. So click on insert. And as you can see, in just a couple of clicks, I got my hero section almost ready. Now I'm going to tweak it a little bit, change the content of course, but at least the structural layout will look good on the desktop, tablet, and mobile. And here it is with custom content. So it looks like a giant page header, and yes, I could have gone to template kits, page header, and choose any of these, but it doesn't really matter. Even though there are categories, it's just to help you, to give you a head start. You can be creative and use specific designs from another category if it suits what you're trying to build. So let me close this. And now if you go to the front end, this is the very beginning of our perfect about page. So instead of about or about us, I've written about the cat lovers we are. Why? Because we're starting the storytelling right now. Yes, it's about us, but it's about why we are the best match for you. Next, mission. So for this section, we'll use the Dave.com website about page as an example. Now it starts here and it's all about, of course, the mission. But what I like about this specific example is that, first of all, the layout is very clear, and that's helped by this block style, so it's easy to scan the elements. Next, there is the emotion element. So in this case, it's a human element. We can see the picture here. They're smiling, mom and son, and here we got this old man that's smiling also, looks very happy, and that's the emotion element. You want to add that emotion element to your mission. Now in our case, it's going to be animals. So you can either show animals with humans or just animals, as long as there is emotion. So how can we easily recreate our perfect mission section in WordPress? So back to editing our about page in WordPress. Let me click on template kits, then hero, and now let me scroll down, and I'm going to use this one here. So click on insert, and here it is. And while it's different from the Dave.com example, because we don't want the exact same thing, but it's got all the elements. So first of all, we get this headline here, easily readable. Then we get text underneath. We're gonna change it because there's a bit too much text. And then we have a call to action. Now it depends. In this case, we're going to remove the call to action because it's just about the mission that we want to talk about at this stage. And then we got the emotion element. Like right here, you can see those beautiful cats. It's gotta bring emotion in you, otherwise you're a dog person. And you know, nobody's perfect. Now I also love dogs, but you get the idea. You need this emotion through the images. So now let me show you with custom content. And here it is with custom content. So the mission is clear, making cats look and feel awesome. And then we got this subheading. We make your already beautiful cats the star they were meant to be. Simple, short, to the point. And then we got those beautiful cat images that once again reinforce the brand and really makes it stand out. We got this emotion through those images, which is what you want to achieve at this point on the page. Next, the why. So for this section, we're going to take a look at a website called awaytravel.com. And the reason why I specifically like this about page and the why section is just because it's alternating layout. It's short, sweet, and to the point. It's very easy to scan. And from the get-go, you see the images. Those images convey, of course, some emotion. And you can see that the text is very short, so it makes you want to read it. Our why, and just a bit of text. Then our approach, okay, a bit more text, but still interesting. And you also see a product, you can see kind of the quality, and then they talk about the travel essentials, but you get the idea. It's the layout and the fact that it's short and to the point. So how can we recreate the perfect why section in our about page with WordPress? So back to editing our about page, I'm going to click on template kits, then services, and this time I want the cream color scheme. So I'm going to pick another color from my global color palette from the Astra theme. I'm going to pick this one. Then let me scroll down, and this is the one I want to use. So let me click on insert, and there you go. So here we have a title, then a subheading, and then we got this alternating layout. So we get kind of like 3 rows. I just need 2, so I get rid of the third one. And here it is with custom content. So let me scroll back up. Here we just got the title, but why? And then we have what we do, and our approach. Now there is a bit more text than in the example, but still, it's still short, like 2 paragraphs for each, and very short and to the point. And people can just, if they want, just scan the titles, see the images, and it's already very good because we want to convey emotion. And when you see this image here, you see it's a couple with lots of cats. you can feel that, they're really invested in their mission. And then you see these funny, trendy style cats. And that image alone explains why they started this company. So let's click on update to save our work. And now if we go back to the front end and refresh, as you can see, it's starting to take shape. Next, social proof. So for this section, we'll take a look at the about page of a company called Riskified. So let's scroll down and it starts here. What our customers say about us. So first of all, you can see the logo of famous companies. Now, maybe you don't have famous companies in your portfolio, and in that case, you could use star rating. It works just as well. Next, here we see the testimonial, then we have a name and the position of the person making the testimonial. That's great. It really gives a lot of credibility. But all in all, whatever you do, whether you use star rating, famous logos, statistics, make sure that the testimonials are genuine. The idea is that you want to boost your credibility so that your website visitor can trust you. So how can we recreate our own perfect social proof section with WordPress? So back to editing our about page, I'm going to click on template kits. And first of all here, I'm going to scroll down and click on statistics. And I like the first one, so I'm going to click on insert, but we're not done yet. So once again, let me click on template kits, testimonials, and now let me scroll down. And I'm going to pick this one here. So let me click on insert. And there it is. Now we got both sections, and this is going to be our social proof section. Now it's not exactly the same as the one we saw in the example, and we don't want to just copy exactly the same one. The idea is to have all the components. And we got all the components here. Now I need to make some tweakings to make it look better and on brand. And here it is with custom content. So as you can see here, we got the brand colors, changed the figures, added a logo to reinforce the brand, and also we got our testimonial. So let me click on update to save our work. And now if we go back to the front end and refresh, and if we scroll down, you can see we have our section here. It looks beautiful. We got all the elements that we need to convince our potential customers or just website visitors that we are legit and that they can trust us. Next, company values. So for this example, we'll take a look at the about page of the Gusto company website. So let's scroll down and here it is. We live by our values. So the reason why I picked this one is because first of all, it's very simple, but it's got icons and text. Some people want to see too much text, they're just not going to pay attention. So having an icon really helps. It could be a picture, but there's already enough pictures on this page and on the other pages of the website. So the icons can really help. Now, I will spice it up by making it like a block design so we can really isolate the values, and I would have a maximum of like 3 values. But hey, if they have 5 values, they have 5 values. But it seems like it's easier to remember or at least scan the page when it's by 3 or by 2. If you have a multiple of 3 or 2, so in this case, it will be either 4 or 6. 5 is a bit odd, but hey, that's the way it is. So how can we recreate the perfect company values section on our website with WordPress? So back to editing our about page, I'm going to click on template kits, then services, and then let me scroll down. And I'm interested in this one, but I want to change the color scheme. So let me pick this one, and I'm going to pick this design. So I click on insert, and there you go. Just a couple of clicks and my section is ready. Now I'm going to change the icon and the content, but the layout is already set for the desktop, tablet, and mobile. And here it is with custom content. So as you can see, it's on brand with the brand colors, and we got those icons, and then we got the text that matches the values of the Persal Force company. So let's click on update to save our work. And now if we go back to the front end and refresh, let's scroll down, and as you can see, we have a beautiful values section. Next, the timeline. So for this section, we're going to take a look at the wag.co website and more specifically their timeline section. Now, whether you're going to use a vertical or horizontal timeline or even a text-based timeline, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's not too long. So let's say maximum 7 short paragraphs, but really maximum. You just want to outline the main events. You don't want to tell your whole company story, like 50, 60 paragraphs and every single event. You don't want that. People are not going to read it. The goal of this section is to humanize your company. The goal of the whole about page basically. But your history or your story is really what's going to make the difference on the human level. Yes, you got the pictures, you got all that, but what people like is, hey, how did they start? Especially if you had a modest start and where you're at now. It's going to give credibility and people can relate. Maybe people started projects, maybe they didn't start a company, but they've started projects where it was quite tough at the beginning and then, they got better and better and they can relate. So this section is super crucial. So how can we recreate the perfect timeline section with WordPress? So back to editing the About page, I'm going to click on Template Kits, then About, and I could be using this one here. So let me zoom in. I could use this one here because it really matches what I just talked about. We could have various sections and just explain the history of the company, but I'm going to do something slightly different here. Just to show you, you can use the design library, but you can also use the spectral blocks that you have at your disposal. So I'm going to pick this one here, click on Insert, and then here I'm going to select my block, and then where it says Content, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to disable the prefix and disable the description, just keep the title. Now I'm going to remove this call to action, so I click on it, click on the three dots, and hit delete. And now with my title selected here, I'm going to click on the plus sign and type timeline. Click on content timeline, and there it is. So as you saw, it was pretty easy. I just removed a couple of elements, added the timeline, and now I'm going to customize it. And there it is with custom content. So it's now on brand with the brand colors, and of course I changed the content and the dates. As simple as that. So let me click on update to save our work. And now if we go back to the front end and hit refresh, let's scroll down and here it is. Looking beautiful, short and sweet and to the point. Next, the team section. So for this section, let's take a look at the About page of the Brainstorm Force website. So let's scroll down and as you can see right here, we got the leadership. And then as we scroll down, we got the rest of the team. And that's about it, pretty simple. Now, on some websites, they will put the bio and they will put all the links to social media, but bear in mind, you want people to stay on the website. You don't want them to go away. So we're gonna try to reproduce that with WordPress. So back to editing our About page, let me click on Template Kits, then let me scroll down and click on Team, and I'm going to use this one here. So let me click on Insert. So now all I need to do is to customize the content. And there you go. Change the names and some of the images and we're set. So let me click on Updates. And now if I go back to the front end and refresh, let me scroll down and here it is, looking beautiful. Next, call to action banner. So for this section, we'll take a look at the website of YouTuber Sarah Dici. Now this is not an About page per se because there is no About page on her website, but actually many of the elements on her homepage could be on the About page. And basically what I want to take away from this page is the calls to action. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, even though it's an About page, the mistake would be to just talk about you and your company and that's it. No, this is a fantastic opportunity to let your potential customers know, or visitors, maybe you don't sell anything, but you want to tell your website visitors, hey, why should you stick on this website? Why should you trust me? Why am I the best match for you? And you do this with calls to action. So how do we recreate this in WordPress? So back to editing our About page, let me click on Template Kits and then call to action. And next I'm going to use this one right here. And here it is, pretty simple. Now all I need to do is customize the content. And here it is. So I changed the text, we got one single line, how about your cat? Then we got an impactful call to action, book your free consultation. Then we got an overlay, and behind we have an image of a cat, which I named Beyonce. Yeah, I know. So let's click on update to save our work. And now if we go back to the front end and refresh, there you go. Here is Beyonce. And in case you didn't notice, Beyonce was also here in the theme. But there it is, the call to action banner with Beyonce. Next, let's take a look at what we've built. So as a recap, we have our hero section here with the About the Cat Lovers We Are for a title. Then we have a section full of emotion, so this is our mission. Next we have our why, followed by social proof, so statistics and testimonials. Then we have our company values with icons, our timeline, and our team. And finally, we have a call to action banner so that we take this opportunity in case the viewers are convinced and they want to stay on the website and perform that action of booking a free consultation. So there you have it. You are now equipped with the knowledge to create the perfect about page. Now, out of curiosity, for which type of website do you need to build an about page? Please let us know in the comments below. And of course, if you're interested on how to purchase AI credits, you'll find a handy link in the description of this video.